and welcome to the show. This is a special report tonight. This is going to be dealing with cowards and eavesdroppers. Not the ones that come on this show and want to ask questions in regards to Freemasonry. I'm talking about the Freemason who's actually part of a jurisdiction, but what they do is they talk with their mouth behind the keyboards. I'm talking about those types of Freemasons. So tonight we're talking about cowards and eavesdroppers, or Cowans and eavesdroppers, those who like to type on their keyboards and say certain things but are afraid to call in or afraid to even have the conversation in regards to Freemasons. See, to me, those are Cowans, those are eavesdroppers, and there's no place for them. You know, you can run, but you can't hide. I mean, let's look at some of these cowards and eavesdroppers tonight. You know, I know one by the name of Corey Smith, definitely a coward and an eavesdropper. You know, always talking that noise and things like that. Let's talk about this one by the name of Rex T. I think it's I can't think of his last name. It's Rex T. I think he's from Boston, Massachusetts. That's another coward, an eavesdropper. One that talk a lot of noise, but the thing is that they don't want to come on the show. You know, they want to call me up on the phone. They want to do that, but they don't want to come on the show. And I don't understand people like that. It seems to me that you have some issues. You want to call and talk to me masonically on the phone, but you don't want to call the show. Something ain't right with that picture. So tonight we're talking about them cowards and them eavesdroppers, not the ones that's on the show who's really legitimately asking questions in regards to Freemasons in the Eastern Stars. We're not talking about them. We're talking about them cowards and eavesdroppers, once again, that likes to sit behind the keyboard and type and give you phone calls and inbox you about certain things, but don't want to come on the show. But they, you know, they do their thing, you know, and you know who you are. And I just called out one. Corey Smith is one, you know, and Rex T. In Ingenberg, I think his name. I think that's his name. Let me look it up. Let me just do me a favor and just look it up for myself, so I don't be messing his name up out of respect to him as a person. Rex T. Edrington, Erington. Okay, he's out of Boston. So that's why we're gonna get down tonight. So if you want to call the show, 619-286-0642. We're gonna be on here for about an hour talking about cowards and eavesdroppers. And also we're gonna be doing a little Q&A also in regards to some of the questions that was asked in regards to Freemasonry last night's show. And last night's show could have really went on for a minute. It was not my intentions to come on tonight. It's every other day for me. But I just get tired of cowards and eavesdroppers. I just get tired of people talking out the side of their neck about Freemasonry, but that's it. And they'll call you on the phone and they'll inbox you, but that's it. No, I'm not having it no more. You know, if you want to talk and you want to come on live and do it, come on live and do it. If you want to debate, come on live and do it. Stop asking me about debating somebody else, and you need to come on the show and get debated and have that debate. So I'm talking to Corey Smith and I'm talking to Rex T. You know, those two in particular who likes to just talk. That's all they do is talk. So if you need something to say tonight, you call this number. You call into the show tonight and we will have that discussion in regards to you being a coward and eavesdropper. You know what I mean? So we'll get down like that tonight. So if you want to call the show and you want to have a conversation, 619-286-0642. That's the topic for tonight. We on live right now, so come on, get it in. We're gonna set the house on fire tonight, because the more I get these little side inboxes, these little side phone calls, and you want to have a conversation, the more I'm leaning toward what Rock 101 always said: blow up the damn bridge, because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So a coward, let's look at what a coward is. A coward. You know, you remember Jesus and I remember when Jesus was preaching the gospel, and I want to say Nehemiah came to him in the middle of the night, and wanted to ask the teacher, went to the teacher, said, "Teacher, how must one be born again? Must he enter the mother womb?" He said, "No, no, no, no." See, he couldn't ask the question in public, like if he was embarrassed or something. He couldn't do it in public. He had to come in the middle of the night. Come on now. That's a coward to me. You know, you don't want to be seen with the man, but you want to talk to the man. It's a coward. Then you want to eavesdrop on his teachings, see? You want to have a better understanding of his teachings. So you want to eavesdrop on his teachings. You know, that's, come on now. You can do better than that. You call yourself a Mason, act like a Mason, carry yourself like a Mason. Be the thing that you claim that you are. Cowards and eavesdroppers. Don't you just get tired of them? And I know some may say, "Well, Hawkins, you're a coward. You're an eavesdropper. Your Grand Lodge ain't recognized. You can't go here. You can't." You know what? That's the beauty of it all. The beauty is to prove somebody wrong and continue to do the work you do. If somebody's saying these things about you, let your light shine. Don't take your light and put it up under the bed. Put your light where everybody can see it. Put it in their face. Blind them, as a matter of fact. And if they can't stand it, run into the closet. It's better than the dark sometimes. Go hide. That's what you tell them. You know, it's time out. Either you are going to be or you're not going to be. But to sit behind the computer and talk about somebody when you can't even pick up the phone and call them, come on. The line is open. 619-286-0642. Let's get it in tonight if you want to have that conversation. And it's open communications tonight. So don't be shy. You know, I can respect Malcolm Prophet. Malcolm Prophet comes on here. He's not even a Mason. But you know what? I can respect the gentleman because at least he's trying to get a better understanding of what the fraternity is. And he comes on and sometimes he goes way left field and I can't really grasp what he's trying to convey. But at least the brother is upfront about what he's looking for. At least he's upfront about, look, I understand some of the things. I just haven't experienced it. I can get with that. I can get with some of the sisters calling in and wanting to know a little. I can get with anybody calling and asking or texting me out of respect. And we having this decent conversation. I can get with that. What I can't get with is a coward and an eavesdropper. One who likes to talk noise. Oh, let's debate. And when you offer them the opportunity to debate, you never hear from them again. I know. It's over. It's done. So if you want to have the debate in regards to Freemason, it's open season. You don't have to wait. You can just pick up the phone tonight and call 619-286-0642 and we can have the talk. We can have the discussion. You ain't got to wait on nobody. It's on and popping right now. You don't have to call your big brother and say, well, he's a better debater than I am. Either you become better or you just don't say nothing. You sit on the sideline. And now that I've gotten that out the way, I want to say greetings to everybody that's coming on tonight. Blessings and salutations to you and your family. I hope all is well. And I pray that you are safe wherever you may be at this time and journey in your life. So this is what we got going on tonight. And once again, welcome to the show. This platform is open to all, be it Masons and non-Masons, to have a discussion about what Freemasonry is and it is not. Tonight's topic, we're talking about cowards and eavesdroppers. So there's this Facebook page. I'm going to tell you exactly what it's called. This Facebook page is called, hold on just a second. Let's see, what is this Facebook page called? This Facebook page is called Lies of Prince Hall Origin, Free and Accepted Masons. I would imagine at one time this particular Facebook page was predominantly a crack. This Facebook page was a crack at Prince Hall, I would imagine. I'm not really for sure. But what has happened on this particular page is that there's quite a few Prince Hall brothers on this page, and they like to crack jokes and things like that. So I put in there that I was going to go live, and they keep saying, well, do you want to debate? And I'm like, yeah, if you want to call and hold a conversation, yeah, we could talk. I don't mind. I'm not shying away or running away. If I say something that is wrong and you can correct me, I'm willing to accept that. I'm willing to listen to your side of the argument, your side of the debate. See, the problem is when people debate, they don't want to hear the other side. This is why you have those platforms that only they're geared only towards that one side of the story. They don't want to hear the other side. No, this show is not like that. This show want to hear both sides. There's two sides to it. And in the middle, you will find some common ground. And maybe when you find the common ground, you can find some respect. Or if not, you just blow up the damn bridge and keep it walking. That's how we get down. So tonight, like I said, it's open. It's the show is open. We wide open tonight. We're talking about cowards and eavesdroppers. What is a coward? What is an eavesdropper? So if you want to have a conversation, call the show. And this is how we're going to get down tonight. Once again, the show number is 619-286-0642. We're on live right now. And we can make it do what it do. So ain't no need of you running now, Corey Smith. There's no need of you running now, Rex T. No need to run. You can call whoever you want to call tonight. We on live, baby. And there will be no drop calls on the line. So if you believe that when you call in, there's going to be a drop call and you thinking something is up, there will be no drop calls. So come on, get it in tonight. Open season. And project manager, if you want to call, sir, I appreciate some of the things you said. I do. I read what you said, project manager. And if you're on live tonight, you want to come on this show, you're welcome to come on too, because this is how we do it. How can we have a discussion or any type of understanding as long as people sit idly by and don't have a conversation? So I'm gonna get right into this right now. What's up there, Masonic Q? All right, greetings everybody. Everybody's greetings to you and blessings. So I'm gonna get right into this. So last night I couldn't go through everything, and I'm just gonna hit on some of the things that was asked. Project Manager is his name, and he made some good points. So Project Manager said, the thing is, we are not all Freemasons. Once again, if you do not belong to a jurisdiction with legitimacy of origin, if your Grand Lodge does not have regularity of origin, you cannot be a Mason. I would like to know, where did you get that from, Project Manager? I would like, in what book is that written in what jurisdiction? Okay, because every jurisdiction being sovereign, they make their own rules that governs them. Now, if your Grand Lodge chooses to abide by the 24, 25 landmarks, that's what they choose to abide by. But let's have an understanding. Every Grand Lodge do not abide by every landmark that is laid out in the Mackey's jurisprudence. For their bylaws and the Constitution governs that jurisdiction. Let's have that conversation tonight. All right? And then as I asked him, who decides regularity? Who decides who's clandestine? Okay? Who decides who's legitimate? Every Grand Lodge that has amity with another Grand Lodge, they decide who they want to have amity with. They adjust their constitutional bylaws for that purpose. So both Grand Lodges can be on the same page. That's what they do. The Grand Lodges of State adjusted their constitution so they can recognize Prince Hall Grand Lodges in these various states. They did that because in their constitution, and you've read it before, that each Grand Lodge, there should be only one Grand Lodge per state. That's the way they was running things. It's called American rights. All right? That's what it's called. And if you read Mackey's jurisprudence, it says this is an American doctrine. When you say exclusive territories, that's an American doctrine of Freemasonry. Every Grand Lodge of State, mainstream, has this in their constitution. This is why those southern states have not yet adjusted their constitution so they can recognize another Grand Lodge in their state. They're not willing to share the territories. That's a fact. Check it out. That's where you get this information from. All right. Then, let me see. Project Manager stated, Once you are expelled from a regular jurisdiction, you are no longer a Freemason, and with having no bearings in legitimacy and power to create or raise anyone. All right, I'm going to tackle that one. Let's say, for instance, a brother who's ancient, free, and accepted Masons gets expelled. He goes and knocks on the door of a Prince Hall Lodge. What do you think going to happen? Do you think they're going to call the other jurisdiction for which they do not recognize and ask, is this brother a legitimate Mason? No, they're not. They ain't going to do it. You know what they're going to do? They're going to say, come on in, fill out this application. We're going to start you from the inner apprentice and raise you to the Master Mason degree. But let me tell you, you can't raise another Mason if he's already been raised. It's done and it's over. You can't surprise him with anything unless you're going to beat him. You can't surprise him with anything. You can't even raise him again. He knows the work. So what do you have to offer him? Nothing, because he knows it. You're either going to accept him or you're not. That's what's going to happen with that. And more than likely, you're going to accept him. You're not going to even ask anything other than. Period. That's truth. And if I'm lying, somebody needs to call in and say, no, that's not how it's done. 619-286-0642 is the show tonight. So we're talking about cowards and eavesdroppers, those who like to sit behind their computers, on their phones. They like to text. They like to give you a call on the side, and like to have these little side discussions with you, but they don't want to call in on the show. Come on, talk back to me. Tonight, 619-286-0642 is the show. It's the show tonight. I'm looking forward to everybody. I just want to send Michael Foster, big shout out to you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Michael White, thank you for coming on in. Christopher, thank you. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you. Brother Brown, thank you for hitting me up. Brother Lewis, Brandon Lewis, thank you for calling. Rob Lowe, appreciate you. Everybody who's tuning in tonight. Brother Phil Jackson, thank you for tuning in. So we're talking about cowards and eavesdroppers, and you know exactly who you are. So let's not even play the game, because I get your phone calls. You call me up, you want to have the conversation, but you don't want to call the show. You don't want nobody to know that you're talking to me. And you know who you are. And don't take it personal. This is what you do. And I've already called out 2 names. Now, if I didn't call you out, it doesn't concern you. All right? I'm just being honest and upfront. And tonight we're tackling some of the questions that came up in last night's show. Last night's show got pretty hot. It did. It was a good show. All right? Now, Project Manager asked another question. He asked, name the first Grand Lodge in Africa that predates the 3 Grand Lodges in Europe. Okay, so let's have an understanding about that. There was no Grand Lodge at all. They were considered lodges, okay, period. And a lot of people want to connect them to what we call stone masons because we're speculative masons. Look, there were speculative masons right along with stone masons. The ideal is they was learned men who read the stars. They was astrologists. They were scientists. This is why, even in the fellowcraft degree, this is why it's so important to understand the 7 liberal arts. Why it's important to understand the 5 senses. This is why it's very important to understand the level, the plumb, and the square. All right, because they all work together. Speculative and operative all works together if you're in the fellowcraft degree. So when you ask me, Project Manager, to name those 3 lodges that predates the 3 Grand Lodges of Europe, you have to understand there were no lodges. There was no Grand Lodge at the time. It is a system. They created a system and they wanted to monopolize the system and sell it. This is why they tell you that if your charter doesn't come from one of them 3, that you're clandestine or you're bogus per se. But they don't even really say that because they were selling masonry. If you read Scottish Rite Volume 1, they will clearly tell you that they were selling masonry. This is not hidden. It's the fact that most of you don't want to go read and find out for yourself. That's truth. It's not something that I'm just talking out of the side of my neck and I'm just putting it out there. I want you to go find it, and I'm telling you where you can go find it. They wanted to monopolize Freemasonry, okay? So the system was created for that. If you didn't get the charter from them, it was null and void. They were selling charters. That's why they was taxing lodges like they did. That's fact. Read history. It'll tell you about it. time out for it. If you want to debate, you want to have the conversation, tonight's number is 619-286-0642. We're on live, and I'll be back on tomorrow night, just so you know. And it's still raining here in California, so the traffic may keep me down a little bit, but we're going to get it in. This is how we do it. So call me if you like. All right, let's look at us. What else we got going on here? All right. So William Green. All right, he said the caller from New Jersey complained again about not being recognized by PHA. Why? If PHA doesn't recognize him or his Grand Lodge, what's his issue if he doesn't care as he spoke? Well, the issue is, it's not about the recognition part. It's about how we treat each other as black men and Masons. That's his issue. His issue is how we treat each other as black men and Masons. Brother William Green, you're probably not on tonight, and if you are, that is his issue in regards to last night. That's what Rock 101 was saying, that he does not recognize PHA or mainstream because of those very issues of how we treat each other. If we're going to call ourselves Masons, if we're going to be that which we say we are, then we must carry ourselves as such. It doesn't matter what jurisdiction you're in. It matters how you carry yourself. It's about your character and who you are. People often call me, oh, you're a liar. You're a liar. They don't even know me. They hadn't even talked to me on the phone. We haven't even broke bread. But yet you will believe what someone else has said about me. That shows that you're not a thinker. It shows that you're a follower. Anytime you take the word of another person about another man or woman without even knowing them, without even doing your research or even calling them up and having a conversation just to get to know them and to see if the things that are being said about them is factual or not, you are a coward, a Cowan. And you eavesdropping on something you have no business even eavesdropping on. That's why it's important that if you're going to be a Mason, if you're going to be an Eastern Star, carry yourself as such. And you don't have to worry about it. Because people are going to know, and damn, it's, there's something different about that young man. Because what we have today is a lot of cowards and eavesdroppers who like to sit behind keyboards and text messages and instant messaging and just do a whole lot of stuff and don't do nothing else. You don't even travel. You don't even leave your own jurisdiction. All right? Let me see. This is no difference if a co-worker doesn't like you. I will agree with William Green with that. It's just, William Green, I agree with you on that. This is no different if a co-worker doesn't like you. You're supposed to be in this. You're supposed to do the same job. Do you care? Absolutely not. I'm just going to do my job and make sure I do the best job I can. William Green, you make a good point. I appreciate that. You shouldn't wear Masonic regalia to Bruffest. That type of event is trashy. It's trashy, the Masonic brand alone. Well, I've never been to a Bruffest, and I don't know if they wear Masonic regalia or not. I was just trying to find out a little bit more information about it. And to answer your question, during my tenure as Grand Master of my Grand Lodge, you asked, did I put forth an effort for my Grand Lodge to not recognize PHA, or will you put forth the measure today? When I was Grand Master of State, I had a meeting with Grand Master Philip Thomas of the Most Wishful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of California. I also had a meeting with the Most Wishful Grand Master from the Most Wishful Grand Master from Harriman Grand Lodge of California. Also, the Sons of Light Grand Lodge of California, St. Peter's Grand Lodge of California. We was all at the table together. Grand Lodge officers and some of our members were all at the same table. We discussed Freemasonry and how can we better assist in making it a great fraternity. We had that discussion maybe about almost, that was back in 2011. We sat at the table and about a few hours we discussed Freemasonry. And There was a resolution that came out of that. And on this particular resolution that was written by Prince Hall Grand Lodge of California, they clearly stated that it would benefit us if we did Masonic things together, but there would be no lodge visitation. And they said that. Some of the Grand Lodges said, oh, hell no. I ain't no. You mean to tell me we can play outside, but we're not going to have lodge visitation because what you claim is that our paperwork isn't right. Well, who says your paperwork is right? So we went back and forth for a few minutes on that. But however, this Grand Lodge did say, we did agree to say, look, okay, let's see, can we work together? Has that panned out? No. You know why? Because they don't want to work together. They do not want to work together. Period. Not in California. Now, in Florida, there's a little difference. In Florida, I understand that they do work together in Florida. And my hat is off to that organization, those jurisdictions there in Florida that works together for the benefit of the community. My hat is off to you. But here in California, that doesn't happen. Now, I have had the opportunity to do work with the mainstream Grand Lodge. I've had that opportunity in public to do work. It was cool. But my brothers, Prince Hall, no, it hasn't happened. It has not happened at all. You know? Oh, you can hear it. You can hear it in my voice. I'm kind of lost now, man. I haven't even been keeping up. Oh, project manager got to me. Oh, well, let me tell you, it's not that project manager got to me. He asked some good questions. What gets me and what you hear in my voice is not what he was saying, even though I'm talking about him tonight. This is not about, let me clear this up. This is not about project manager. This is about those individuals who sit behind the keyboard and type, and call you on the phone on the slide, on the sly side. They want to ask you some questions. But then when you call them out, they want to act like they don't know nothing. They want to act like they don't know you. You know what I mean? I'm talking about them type of people, those type of brothers who are Masons, but yet they're cowards, okay, and they're eavesdroppers, all right? I'm talking about them. I'm talking about those brothers who said, well, Brother Hawkins, you don't want to debate. You don't want to debate. And then I offer you the opportunity to debate, and you don't take the opportunity. But yeah, you telling me I don't want to debate. You're telling me I don't want to have the conversation. So yeah, you hear not anger, but you hear frustration because of the cowards, because of them type of brothers and sisters that, that's what you hear. This has nothing to do with project manager. I appreciate his questions that he asked, and they're good questions. Period. I don't kick that. I don't kick that. I like what he had to say. I do. And I respect that highly about what he had to say. I just don't get down with people doing stuff on the sly side. That's all. And this is why this show is called Cowards and Eavesdroppers. So tonight, that's who we're talking about. So, that's where we're at. And I've been in certain Facebook groups where I hadn't said not one word, but the discussion is me. They're talking about me. And yet when I pop up and invite them to come on the show, it gets quiet like crickets. See, that says a lot. You don't have no heart. Heart's beating that Kool-Aid. That's all. That's what I'm saying. This is what you hear in my voice tonight. As much as I often say we should respect each other, as much as I often say how much we should show what Masonry is all about to everybody, regardless of your jurisdiction, as much as I say that, it gets frustrating sometimes when you have people or individuals who like to just talk and they have no actions behind themselves, And if they want information, they'll call you up on a slide in regards to getting information from you, but yet they want to talk about you. No, time's over. Time's out. To me, you're just a coward. You're an eavesdropper. You're the very thing that we talk about. So once again, If you got any guts about yourself, about this topic, and you think you want to have that conversation, the number is 619-286-0642. Yours truly is in the house tonight. Cows and Eavesdroppers. Jonathan G says that we just had an AF and AM brother come to my lodge, PHA, and healed over. I told him I don't care about his jurisdiction. Boom. He said it. I don't care about your jurisdiction. And that's, bro, you said it. You said it. Now the question is, G, if he was suspended, would you take him in? If he was an expelled Mason from another jurisdiction, would you take him in? That's my question to you, brother. Jonathan G, that's my question to you. If he was an expelled Mason from another jurisdiction coming knocking on your door, would you take him in? That's my question tonight to you, Jonathan G. You ain't got to call the show if you don't want to, but you can definitely put it in the box. Oh, no, sir. And yes, you're correct. My brothers informed me that I did not need a demit letter. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So when they question me, oh, John G. Jones was expelled. And it seems to me that there was a group of brothers who felt, well, damn, we're going to do this. And they did that. John G. Jones started a Grand Lodge in Chicago, St. John's. He didn't start that by himself. No, he did not. If you read the letters, it clearly states that John G. Jones and William Gray and other Masons, but they were the leaders. They said that they wrote in the newspaper that there was splits within the Illinois Grand Lodge. And in the process, they did not like that John G. Jones and William Gray were saying those things. But there was a split. It wasn't that it wasn't true. It was a split. And what they did with the members is organize St. John's Grand Lodge of Chicago, Illinois. That's what they did. You know, they didn't hide from it. You knew what they did, and they didn't take them to court. They didn't. You took everybody else to court, but you didn't take Jones to court at that time. So look, the number to call in tonight is 619-286-0642. Come and get some of this tonight. Oh, Rex T from Boston. Yes. What about him? Talk to me. Yes, he's from Boston. Show unity. That's real. Dr. Ben exposed the kind of Mason when he spoke directly to Prince Hall Lodge, and he told them about Kemet and teachings and how they never gave the Caucasian a right to open up. Like, damn it, I saw that. I saw what Doc had said. You know, and there was a brother that was at that meeting that called me, and we spoke about it. This brother called me and told me that he was at the meeting at the time when he said that. Yes, he did. You know, I'm still learning about PHA, but what I was told that in California, PHA don't deal Masonically with non-PHA and Grand Lodge of state due to recognition. No, that's not true. PHA and the California Grand Lodge of state recognize each other. They do. Now, where you may be at in the high desert, Brother Shahid, they may not deal with each other. But I'm telling you, the Grand Lodge of state for California and PHA have recognitions with each other. And here in San Diego, they deal with each other occasionally. Okay? Occasionally. I will tell you this. Once a month, there is a Masonic luncheon. There's a Masonic luncheon in San Diego, California, once a month. And all Masons are welcome to come join the Masonic luncheon. All right? What do you think happens at the Masonic luncheon? We sit down and talk about what? I'll let you talk about that. I'll let you tell me what we talk about at the Masonic luncheon. Mind you, everybody there got on pins, their jurisdictions, their hats, and everything. Okay? And we're sitting down and we're eating. It's a Masonic luncheon once a month here in California. It's hosted by Gene Goldman, who is a member of the California Grand Lodge Estate. He hosts this. And when we get there, we fellowship, we eat, and we have a good time. Period. That's what we do. And it's once a month here in California. And usually, when we have dinner, it's usually held up in Poway, which is about 18, 20 miles from me, which is fine. And we all get together and we fellowship. All right? So, what we got up next? Okay, Shahid, that's also why me and my two brothers did not need a demit letter. We're not accepted. See, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's the... So tell me this. How can they raise you again if you've already been raised? What information that they can give you any different than the information that you've already been exposed to? None. None. All they're going to have you to do is become a member. They can't reinitiate you. There's no surprise to it. They can't pass you. There's no surprise to it. They can't raise you. There's no surprise to it. It's done. The reheal factor is not really a reheal. It's really a re-obligation to their jurisdiction, to the way they do things. It's no, I mean, we say reheal, but you can't reheal anybody. You can re-obligate them to that jurisdiction. That's all you're going to be done. That's it. To reheal? Really? Somebody define reheal for me. Put it up. Somebody put the definition to reheal, Masonically speaking. Post that. Let's see what it means. Jonathan G., I will accept him in if he is and was that within his jurisdiction, not the new one he's coming into. It can go either way and understand, but I would not let him in. Oh, okay. Jonathan G., I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Stephen M. Jackson. Greetings. Let's unite AF and AM International Modern Free Universal. Leave Prince Hall the hell out unless they want to come in. Well, I'm going to tell you this already, Stephen M. Jackson. That is already done. That's a done deal as far as the uniting, as far as the respect and uniting between AF and AM International Modern Free and Universal. Because I've had the opportunity to fellowship and to visit their lodges. And they've had the same opportunity here. Now, I can't speak for all jurisdictions or all Grand Lodges that are non-Prince Hall or non-mainstream, but I can tell you here, we've done it. I can say that. And I can speak for my jurisdiction on that also. Okay? Now, unless my Grand Master and we get to Grand Session and he says something different and they vote on something different to change the Constitution and bylaws to say something different, we've already done that, Stephen Jackson. What grand body a brother is from, if your life is on the line, help is help. Help is help. But the stupid part is that those cowards and eavesdroppers who are Masons just, I don't know. I'm not frustrated. I'm not. But what I am concerned. You know, I'm concerned about what's being taught in Freemasonry in regards to what Freemasonry is supposed to teach. I'm concerned about that. All Masonry should know that Freemasonry started in Africa. It stayed in our ritual. It says that in our ritual book. Hence the question, to whom were the lodges dedicated to in ancient times? I agree. But brothers are not going to take that. They don't see it that way. Brother Shahid, they don't see it that way, because I told a brother that once before, and he looked, no, that's not true. I said, have you read your ritual? In understanding where this is taking place at. And then when he does, oh, well, you know, man, no. That's because you never read your ritual. You went through a process and had no understanding about it. I was saying that PHA in California do not recognize non-PHAs and non-Grand Lodges of state. They recognize each other, PHA and the Grand Lodge of state, just not anyone else outside. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for assisting and correcting me on that, Shahid. Appreciate it. Greetings, Brother Hawkins, and the rest of the gentlemen, all right, in Lesbo. Boy, you need to stop. 1120 sound, welcome aboard. We appreciate everybody who's coming on tonight. We're talking about cowards and eavesdroppers, and just, some of the things that come across me. I like to bring it out. I like to talk about it. That's the difference between this format and any other format. We're going to talk about things that other people don't want to talk about. Period. Let's do that. Let's not sugarcoat it and sweep it under the rug and act like it doesn't exist. It exists. So let's have the conversation. Let's get down. And then in the conversation piece, maybe we can have some understanding. Because I'll tell you what, as I've said before, just like Rock 101 says, let's just blow it up. Let's just be done with it. He doesn't even want to have the conversation, because of his experience with individuals. Okay? But I will tell you this, in the same process, he has made friends with some of you gentlemen within this group that I know that you guys have exchanged numbers and may have had a conversation or two and may have even met up. I do know that. So it's not that all hope is lost. What is lost is teachings in regards to the craft itself. That is what is lost. Greetings, Curtis Lance. Greetings. Greetings, everyone that's coming on tonight. I appreciate it. Yes. And this is about a positive. I appreciate this brother down here, Brother Victor. The Victor. Let me see, what is that? All right, I'm just going to say the Victor. All right, I'm not going to mess it up, but the Victor. I appreciate it. This is all about a positive exchange and understanding and what we're all about. I like I said, I just don't like people calling and posting and saying things and then they can't back it up. That's all I've ever said. And when people say, hey, let's debate. If you want to debate, let's do it. We can do it live. You can call in. I don't have the high tech part of it where I can have you on stream and I'm on screen at the same time, but that's coming. So to anybody out there, if you want to have the conversation, and the line is open tonight, 619-286-0642. Let's get it on. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. This is not that time. This is the time for us to have that talk, to have that conversation about us as black men, and how we treat each other. Oh, I said it all the time. But tonight, that's part of the conversation. Cowards and eavesdroppers. Who are the cowards and who are the eavesdroppers? Are they the same individual? Or is one just more detrimental to the craft as the other? How is that rolling down? Because I know that on this format platform here, there have been individuals that's called this show, and they have not been Masons, but their curiosity is that they want to become Masons, but they want to join a lodge or a jurisdiction that's going to be teaching them the proper way, be it Prince Hall, PHO, International, Modern Free, Ancient Free and Accepted. They want to join. But they want to join and be taught the correct way. And if you're teaching your brother some foul stuff about somebody else, that's not proper teaching of Freemasonry. When that's not proper teaching for the Order of the Eastern Star either. And this is where you get your cowards and your eavesdroppers coming into play. And that's the sad thing about it. But that's all right. This is how we get down tonight. So I want to say welcome to the show, everybody. If you got something you want to say, come on, get it in. Malcolm Prophet, what's going on? You can't make something whole again if it's already whole. You can't do it. Once more, make a whole again, heal. Nah, Malcolm Prophet. No, where'd you find that at? Help me out. They know the rituals, but the true history, brother, is some in every church, every magi, in every lodge. Well, hey, it is what it is. And tonight we just want to put it out there. Tonight we want to have that conversation. Joseph, what do you say? Any black Mason reading, jockeying with the British lodges, what does it say in the brainwashing and don't know true masonry from African Kemet history? Just because you are a slave master, recognizing you don't make it. Well, there you have it. You know, there you have it right there. You've said it all. You have clearly said it all. Okay, Malcolm Prophet. Bridges are created by learning the rise and fall. Before falling, understanding history, reaction. Okay, all right. Okay, Malcolm. I can appreciate that. Welcome aboard tonight, Malcolm, Joseph, Milton. All right, definitely welcome aboard. Yes, Rex T. Question from Boston. Answer, yes. Just so you know. He is from Boston. And I'm not going to call out his jurisdiction. I'll just leave it where it's at. That's how I do it. No need. No need to call his jurisdiction out. We're not here. We're not here about that. You're right. We must remember the black and white Masonic pavement. For those of us who study the Masonic symbolism and the arts and the craft, for those of us who study it, you're absolutely correct. But there are some who don't do that, brother. Greetings, brother Chris Edwards. Welcome aboard tonight. There's just some who don't do that. You know, like tomorrow night's show is going to be talking about 3 types of Masons. We're going to talk about European Masonry. We're going to talk about Americanized Masonry. We're going to talk about Negro Masonry. There is such. But tonight we're talking about cowards and eavesdroppers. I just had to come on tonight because I got tired of brothers calling on the sly and saying certain things. And I decided to call him out tonight. You want to have the debate? Corey Smith, he's part of this Facebook group, The Lies of PHO. And then there's Rex T. He's part of the same Facebook group. You run your mouth, you talk a lot. And I told you I was coming on live tonight. And I'm willing to have the conversation. And we won't. And one thing about me, we're not going to be screaming. We're not going to be interrupting. This would be very respectful. And that's the difference. Joseph said he apologized for the mistype. He's just the kind of behavior and the Willie Lynch mindset that plays out in some black lodges. Of course it plays out. When you have not been educated about who you are in this system, this Americanized system, you are going to be played. Period. When you don't know who you are in this system, you are going to be played. You know, but once you understand the system, you can play the system. You know, I mean, if you've been initiated, passed, and raised as a Mason, you're a Mason. It's not my business in regards to the jurisdiction. My business is when I see you, are you able to pass the Q&A if you're visiting my lodge? Are you able to have that conversation? If you're not able to have it, then I would have some issues with you. That's me, Show You Right 12. Welcome to the show. Good evening once again. Tomorrow, can you have a conversation regarding the grand architect of the universe, and particularly the grand Patar? Part? I don't know. I'm trying to understand that last word there, bruh. Oh, the guard part. Oh, okay, gotcha. I can have that conversation. It'll have to be within the show. I think I'll probably do that. I'll do that separate. I'll make that a separate show. I will make that definitely a separate show. Now, back to the cows and eavesdroppers. Those who like to set idly by and type on their keyboards and give phone calls at the middle of the night and want to talk to you about masonry, but don't want anybody to know that they're calling you. You know, them type of masons are dangerous. You know, they're dangerous. We all need to be aware of them. You know, it's not about your jurisdiction. It's about them type of masons who like to give calls and who like to say certain things, and then, you know, I don't know if they're trying to feel their way through the night, and I don't know if they're lost and they need a compass and they need a square and they need a level to kind of find out where they at. I don't know, but I tell you what, they are the most dangerous masons that you can come around, because they have no heart. When things hit, when shit get hot, they run. Them masons like that, you don't need them around you. I don't care what jurisdiction they're in. And all of us have them in our various jurisdictions. You know, let's be real with it. All of us have masons who are cowards and eavesdroppers in our various jurisdictions. You know the ones. You know, they want to talk to you today, and then tomorrow they want to act like they don't know who you are. You know them. They're in your jurisdiction. They're in your lodge, as a matter of fact. I'll tell you what, every November and maybe December in some jurisdictions when you have your elections, you see how those cowards and eavesdroppers go get those brothers who haven't been to a meeting all year round, and they want to bring them to the meeting so they can get a vote. Come on now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about them cowards and eavesdroppers. You know them when you see them. You know, they always want to ask you for a little handout. Hey, brother, can you help me out? You know, I give it back to you. And they never give it back to you. And they often speak to you like they don't owe you nothing, but you done loaned them quite a bit of money in your time. You've helped them out of quite a few jams in your time because you respected the fact that he was in your lodge. Sisters, you did the same thing. The sister needed to use your car. You loaned her your car and she brought it back with no gas in it on more than one occasion. See, cows and eavesdroppers. You know, it wasn't the fact that she said that she didn't have the money to put in your car or give you gas money. She just brought your car back and just didn't put no gas in it. Thank you. And then look at you and ask you why you mad. Now you ain't got no gas to go to work tomorrow. See, them sisters like that, them brothers like that, you need to cut them loose. You know, you need to cut them loose. I'm telling you, you got to beware of them cowards and eavesdroppers. See, they play on the mindset because they play on this mindset. Because we are brothers in the same lodge. We are sisters in the same chapter. So therefore, if I'm looking for a little extra favor from you, you know, hey, you know, I need a little gas money. And you do it. You do it out of the kindness of your own heart because you have a little extra. All right. But you know what? You do want your change back. You do want your little money back. You ain't saying give it back tomorrow. You saying, look, you know what? This is a little long. Hey, here you go, $40. Go fill your car up. You know, here you go. But you want your 40 back. All right? It ain't free that you just giving it to them. You have to give at the time, but you want it back. So what happens is 4 weeks go by, a whole month, 2 months go by. This sister or this brother never says anything about the mere fact that you gave them $40 because they didn't have gas in their car. You know, it wasn't like they came to you and said, can you give me $40? Hey, can you loan me? A loan means they just repay back. And if you give them any money, you need to let them know that this is a loan. I need my money back. Plain and simple. But we know how they get down. We know exactly how to get down. They get down like this here. Hey, you give them the money. You loan them your car. They tear it up or they don't put gas in your car, and they look at you like you crazy. See, that's a coward and an eavesdropper. That's a brother or a sister looking for a benefit from the lodge that he or she has joined and don't put nothing into it. Nothing. They don't put a damn thing into the lodge, but they always want to take something out of it. That is what bothers me. We often talk about the beauty of the organization and how we appreciate it. And we talk about how the lodges are doing with ornaments. And we talk about all that glorious stuff. But yet, we have some individuals in our lodges and chapters that are just jacked up. They misuse the lodge money. They misuse the chapter's money. You know? And we know it. We personally know it and don't say nothing. You know? That's what I'm talking about in regards to a coward and eavesdroppers, unless they breaking you off some. Now, if they giving you a little something on the side, so you it's a, what they say, it's a conclusion, occlusion. That's it, occlusion. You know? That's that Donald Trump syndrome. I'm just saying, brothers, this is time out. Come on, sisters, this is time out. Come on, get in the game. Get in. If you're going to be an Eastern Star, act and carry yourself as an Eastern Star. Brothers, if you're going to be a Mason, act and carry yourself like a Mason. Stop trying to cut each other up. You know? And it's not that I'm trying to cut anybody down tonight personally. I'm just saying, be true to you. Malcolm Prophet, a giver gives to a giver. Giving a receiver is a sin in its... Oh, Malcolm Prophet. Oh, bro, where'd you come up with that one? That's a good one. That is a good one right there, bro. I tell you, you caught me off guard with that one. Welcome aboard. I appreciate it. Brother Shaheed says that some brothers feel if it ain't PHA, it's not right. Like my comments said up above. Well, you know what? If that's how they feel, that's how they feel. You know what? If a brother takes pride or a sister take pride in their jurisdiction, in their organization, I'm cool with that. You're supposed to take pride in your organization. You do. There's nothing wrong with being prideful of your organization and the work that they do. By all means, be that. But in the process, if your attitude is to take down or tear down someone else, you're a coward and you're an eavesdropper. That's what you are. If you are part of an organization and you are very proud of your jurisdiction for which you are part of, okay? That's great. Do that by all means. However, if you're out to embarrass or to take down or to shame another jurisdiction, you are a coward and an eavesdropper. If you're out to tear down or to embarrass another brother or sister, you are a coward and an eavesdropper. Now, if you want to have the conversation about it, call in the show, 619-286-0642. Plain and simple, call in. Let's have the conversation. Decently and in orderly. Let's have the conversation. That's how we're going to do it. All right. Oh, okay. Show your right. Number 12. Thank you, my brother, PHA. Here, no problem. Having a discussion. That's all I'm saying. That's just, well, that's not just all I'm saying, but that's part of what I'm saying. You know, the brother just said, I'm here. There's no problem. We can have a discussion. And I can appreciate that. I can respect a young man like that. We don't have to agree on everything. And that's the issue. We all are not going to agree on everything. However, we can agree to disagree and understand that that's life. My experience and your experience is totally different. However, when I look in the mirror and I see who I am, and I see what skin color I have. And when you look in the mirror, now if your skin color is anything like mine, there's a system in place, and it doesn't care what jurisdiction you're in. It will eat you up and spit you out. Period. That's this. And if you think any different, your day is coming. Your time is coming if you believe anything different. That's truth. That is so true. So once again, I want to welcome everybody to the show. I'm yours truly. I hope that you're getting some from this message tonight, because time is out. Either you going to be a Mason or a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, or you're not. Either you going to stand up and be strong and enjoy your organization and respect other people, or you're not. And when you don't do that, you are a coward and an eavesdropper. You are exactly that. So I was told to beware of those cowards and eavesdropper. And I'm being aware. As a matter of fact, I'm calling them out. You know, Corey Smith and Rex T, I'm calling you out tonight. So if you got any heart and you want to call the show, 619-286-0642. Call the show. And I promise you, your call will not be disconnected, nor will it be dropped. That's just how we get down. And for all the sisters who are coming in and calling in, happy Valentine's Day. I'm not one for it, but if you haven't heard it, happy Valentine's Day. All right, let's get it in. If Lutheran Church didn't talk to the Catholic Church just because they didn't see them as real Christians, or the Sunni Muslim didn't speak to the Shiite Muslims, it would be the same as PHA not recognizing. Interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Have pride, but do not let it make you feel better than the other. It's like the Crips gang in California. There's 3 types, and every Crip said their hood is the realest. Oh my God. Boy, y'all got me going right now. We talking about cows and eavesdroppers tonight. So welcome to the show. I'm yours truly. I hope that you're getting something from this. So if you feel like you need to call in and have this conversation, let's do it. Malcolm Project, if you're online tonight, come on, give me a call in, brother. This is all about respect. And I'm going to tell you this, Malcolm Project, I appreciate what you said last night in your comments. I do. And it's out of respect. This is not a throw a rock at you or anything like that. This is truly from me to you out of respect. I just want you to hear that from me, and that's what I'm all about. Question: if a new Grand Lodge is formed, will your jurisdiction recognize them as Masons? If not, why? Okay, let's put this in the box right here. M. Martin, welcome tonight. I just came across your question, so we're gonna put this in the box, and I'm gonna answer that question for you. So, M. Martin, you said that if a new Grand Lodge was organized, would my Grand Lodge recognize them? If they reached out to my Grand Lodge in regards to recognition, there's a process. We would actually go through the process and see if it happens, it happened. If it don't, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that you are not Masons. Not at all. It doesn't mean that. It just means simply that our lodges or our jurisdictions at this time do not have amenity to where we're able to come and meet and lodge together. That's all it means. Now, let me see the other part of that question. God dang. Okay. So the other part of that question. Let's see. Okay, I think I answered that question. No, I did answer that question. If a new Grand Lodge is formed, would your jurisdiction recognize them as Mason? If they was formed, yes, we will recognize them as Mason when we communicate with them and looking for amenity for visitation. If it happens, it does. Great, we have it. If not, then we cannot sit and lodge together for whatever reason. But that doesn't say that they're not Masons. Not at all. It just says that Our jurisdictions at this time do not see the eye to eye on some issues. That's all that means. Okay? All right. Okay. Wannabe Muslims do that. Oh, boy, you got me with that one. Yeah, wannabe Muslims do that. Yeah, for real. Let me see. Morocco is a Sunni Sufi nation, and it kicks it with the Irans, and so do many other Sunni countries. Yeah, they do. They do. When you are Muslim, and I've heard some people say the nation of Islam, the nation of Islam are not Muslims. I've heard uh, people say that. But I see Louis Farrakhan traveling over to Iran, over to Iraq, various countries as a Muslim. Somebody please explain that to me. I've I've seen him where he's sitting at the table with various Muslims from across the board, and they're talking and having that conversation. So somebody please explain to me, when you say that the nation is not Muslims, and I'm looking at Farrakhan traveling over these various countries as a Muslim and teaching. I don't get it. Somebody help me. We don't pray together. And I don't pray with everybody either. But I understand what you're saying, Brother Shahid. I just had to throw that out there. No disrespect. Just having a little fun in the process of just trying to get some information out to us in regards to the cowards and eavesdroppers. We have cowards and eavesdroppers in our lodges, people. But you know what we do? We turn our heads. That's what we do. We have cowards and eavesdroppers in our lodge, but we turn our heads. And we don't even correct them. We don't correct them. And what we have is bad teachings in our lodge. Be it AF and AM, be it PHO, International Modern Free, whatever jurisdiction, mainstream Grand Lodges, we have cowards and eavesdroppers in our lodge. You know what they'll do to you? They will stunt your growth. Plain and simple. Cowards and eavesdroppers will prevent you from being raised if they have anything to do with it. Those are cowards and eavesdroppers will take your money because you loaned it to them and you knew that they was in need and look at you like you owe them. Cowards and eavesdroppers are Masons too. Now, the term that we use as far as cowards and eavesdroppers are those who have not been initiated, passed, or raised. We use that term for outside people. But let me tell you, sisters and brothers, there are some cowards and eavesdroppers in your lodge. Brother Anthony Maddox, welcome. Welcome aboard. So we must understand that we have to, those of us who are true to the craft, regardless of your jurisdiction, and those of us who respect other Masons, regardless, we have to be teachers of the craft. You do. I'm just saying straight out and flat. We have to be teachers of the craft, because if we don't teach the craft, and those new brothers and those new sisters who are coming into the organization, this thing that we're dealing with amongst ourselves it's not going to serve any purpose but to call us harm and hurt. Like I said, hurt people hurt people. And in the black community, we are some suffering, hurt people. There's a system in place that keeps us at odds, and some of us refuse to recognize it. And for those of us who do recognize it and want to pull the top off of it and want to talk about it, we always are shunned. Shh, shh, don't talk about that. Shh, shh, it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's time to talk about it. So we're talking about the cowards and the eavesdroppers, to see that none pass or repass unless they have permission from the wishful master. We're talking about them. So let's get it in tonight. 619 2860642. I don't have no call-ins tonight. What's going on with that? Somebody needs to talk back to me. It's all about the money. They don't practice what we call original Islam. Well, I would say this here in regards to that. If you believe that it's all about the money, Brother Shaheed, I sure like some of the work they've been doing here in my community. I would tell you that, brother. If you tell me it's all about the money and they don't practice what you call original Islam, I sure like the work they do here in this community. I sure like the fact that I know that they have bailed people out of jail. I know that they have gotten people lawyers. I know that they have helped the community that I live in when issues has arose, when police have put their foot in people's neck. I know that the nation have been on point in this community and have talked about it. And not only talked about it, they have gotten measures passed. They'll actually push that. I can only say I can only talk about what I see for myself, So, we could say that the Nation of Islam don't practice what others would perceive to be original Islam. But I will tell you that the work that they do speaks volume. I tell you what, they own over a few hundred acres of land, okay? A farm where they have their own food, and they have a couple of supermarkets, all right, where they are able to service people, all right? So, and they have their own schools. Think of that. I mean, I'm talking about the work I see that they do. And if what you consider them not being is original or practicing the original work of Islam, but the fruit that they produce is indisputable. You can't say that they don't produce anything, Brother Shaheed. And you didn't say that they didn't. I'm not putting words in your mouth. Let me clear that up. You didn't say that they didn't produce or they don't do. I'm pointing that out. All right? I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They solid. Yeah. San Francisco and Oakland. Look, we can talk all day about cows and eavesdroppers. And we can talk all day about the practice of Islam and the practice of Christianity. The ideal is this. If you call yourself, whatever you call yourself, and you don't put the work in, then you are a coward and eavesdropper. If I call I call myself a Mason. I am a Mason according to my jurisdiction. I've been initiated, passed, and raised. I am. Now, do I need another jurisdiction to verify that I am? No, I don't. Because this is what we practice. This is what we teach. Now, if I don't, if I'm not the example of a brother Mason and how I carry myself, then there's some issues. I got to do better in what I do. Plain and simple. The ideal is there are cowards and eavesdroppers who come into the very organization that we say we love. All right? And they tear it up. And we don't say anything about it. We sit idly by and watch it happen. And then wonder why brothers don't want to come back to lodge meetings. Because you got that knucklehead wishful master in your lodge. And all he's doing is spending your lodge money. So brothers drop out. You got that knucklehead sister who's a worthy matron. And all she wants to do is go shop on your money. And the sister drop out. You must hold your leaders accountable. Okay? The teachings of the brotherhood and sisterhood is a good teaching. But we allow people and individuals to come in to distort that. If somebody told me that Brother Shaheed was no good, then I would have to check that. Hello.
This is Brother Tony Muhammad.
Yeah. Who am I speaking with?
This is Brother Joseph Wiseman Rock, calling up out of Alice, Texas. How's the brother?
Hey, how you doing there, Brother Joseph? How's everything? Brother Joseph,
Good,
wise
good.
man Ra?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had to do the changeover once we came into the transition of life.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But originally about the Golden Rule Lodge 311, about in Dallas, Texas, ancient free and accepted nation, 12th district, out of Texas, representing that.
All right. What Grand Lodge is that again?
And then our Grand Lodge fall up out of Houston, Texas.
I know, but what's the name of your Grand
Grand
Lodge?
The Grand Lodge ranks free and accepted.
Hello? Hello? I'm still on. I'm still on. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, he must have clicked off. Hey, call me back, brother. Don't. I don't want to say I lost your call, but you got to call me back. 619-286-0642. The lines are open, so I don't want nobody telling me I lost their call tonight or I'm trying to get no. I need you to call in. Let's have this conversation. Oh, yeah. Brother Joseph, wise man Ra, you're absolutely right. You know, we need to teach them to move freely about the sciences and the light. But most of all, who started the process of getting the light? Absolutely. Okay, Brother Shaheed, I see your point. I can agree to disagree because I don't know all there is to know about Islam. I don't. Okay? All I know is I have a Quran and I like to read it to get a better understanding. Okay? I also have a Bible to do the same thing. So I don't profess to be a Christian, nor do I profess to be a member or one who's of the Islamic faith. I don't. What I profess to be is a man of God, period. One who's willing to submit to the will of God. And what is that? That will is to love my neighbor as I love myself. That will is to do right to others as I would have them to do unto me. That is the will that I see of God. That is from my reading. That is from the understanding that I have now. The more reading I do, that may change. Something else may come up. And I may see something different. But for now, that is the will that I see. Okay? As far as God is concerned in my life. I don't prescribe to the regular Christian format thing. I don't. I go to church on Sundays. Yeah, I go to church. I go to the mosque on Sundays too. You know? That's me. Everybody can't get down like that. But however, you know, it works for me because I'm looking to have a better understanding of Islam, and if it's through the nation I can get it, I'll take that. Okay, I will take that. But I also know that I've seen other individuals, be it a brother of the Islamic faith who is a Shiite. I seen them in the mouth at the mosque. You know, that's some crazy stuff. I've seen them come to the mosque. All right. So I don't know, brother Shaheed. I can't speak on it like you. So I respect what you have to say. You know, I'm not where you at right now. I'm not where you at. Brother, I wish Brother House was in the house tonight. He can enlighten me on a lot of stuff that I'm really not familiar with. And I'm quite sure you could too, Brother Shaheed. I appreciate you. Brother Shaheed, that number is 619-286-0642. You saying you're calling me, but the... Oh, I'm online now. I don't know why. Why would it be offline? And as number 619-286-0642, I'm calling you, brother, when you get offline, and I would explain to you my case about the difference between... Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I appreciate that, Brother Shaheed. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. They brought a lot of property back they lost. Yeah, they did, Brother Maddox. They brought a ton of property that they had lost. You're absolutely right. If you don't own land and you're not buying anything with your money, I don't know what to say. I don't. We have to practice economics. You know, it's time out just going and buy stuff. You have to learn how to practice group economics. Is what's going to free you. Group economics will free you. Period. But anyway, let's talk about them cows and eavesdroppers. I'm not trying to get off that subject tonight. You know, if you are a Mason and you're part of the Order of the Eastern Star, and you know that there are individuals in your lodge, in your chapter, and you know they're not right. Hello. Yeah, go ahead, talk to me. Hey, I can barely hear you. I don't know if you're on a cell phone or a main line, but I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, talk to me.
Okay, I think the question you was asking what Grand Lodge I was from.
Yes, sir.
Originally, calling from United Grand Lodge, Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And this is ancient, free, and accepted.
Uh-huh.
You know, just to clear the record, man. To me, what I feel like we're dealing with these days and times, we're dealing with a lot of people who have come into masonry but haven't been taught masonry from a historical perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and they have kind of failed up under the ideology of those who have inherited. There's a difference between starting something and inheriting something.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like, and I know you know the difference, but just for the listeners, if there are any listeners, you know, when you inherit something, that means that you got something that was passed down to you.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this Freemasonry now that we have, in this form, in this kind of masonry that we're dealing with today, was passed on. It was passed on, all the way from ancient Egypt. And then we recognize, even when you get up in the higher degrees, even when we talk even in a lower degree, we know that this craft originated in ancient Egypt. And with that being said alone, like Dr. Ben said, no one got the right to go over or got a pass from Luxor Lodge in Luxor and got a permission to open up any temple in Europe. None. So the question about who's charter, who's bogus, and all this, I mean, it's something that's put out there to keep us divided.
Mm-hmm.
Those, and the funny part, this is the major funny part. And, I have some, I was part of the Moorish Temple and was raised Sunni Islam, was raised as a Christian in the beginning. So I've been through the monotheism, python.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these brothers, I mean, I've heard Moorish brothers, just because we were from two different grand bodies, have the audacity to tell me, oh, you're not really practicing Freemasonry. And these are brothers from the Moorish Temple that I was raised in.
Really?
But oh, yes, sir. They was press hall, I was Moorish side.
Mm-hmm.
They was press hall, and I was ancient, free, and accepted. You know what I'm saying? But that animosity is being taught. It's something that's being taught. It's being bred. And like you know, like I know, we know that's the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. It's not all of those brothers. All of those brothers are not doing that, and you know it, and I know it.
Mm-hmm.
And we are trying to be bridges, but we need more positive brothers like yourself, and honest brothers, and being direct.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we may not agree on everything, but we do have a saying. Sometimes you have to agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these brothers, they're bent on what happened in the old days. They're bent on that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to change their mind. They've been raised by some of these old guys who's bent on that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these brothers are parents. They robots, man. They know the ritual, but that's as far as it goes.
Right.
They know the lingo, that's as far as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But and get adept in it and let their cup run it over, they can't. They can't.
Mm-hmm.
And by them not being, you know, I'm trying to say it without exposing anything here.
Mm-hmm.
But we know where we was made a Mason first. We know where we was first made a Mason. And so Masonry has not yet truly entered their heart.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't entered their heart. Not their heart. It's a ritual for them. It's a Greek club for them. Let's not down anybody who's a part of the Greek club. I got plenty of brothers that's a part of the church. And I got some sisters that's the sorority. But that's the terminology. Greek. It's a mentality.
Mm-hmm.
They have allowed themselves to be engulfed in it. And that's that. It goes back to that Willie Lynch. You know, it goes back to I'm a house nigga, you a field nigga.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to that division. These
Mm-hmm.
means that Farrakhan spoke on this issue. Dr. Ben spoke on this issue. Noble Drew Ali hit up on it very heavily. Marcus Garvey hit up on it very heavily. These are mentalities, man. Like you said, we have right now, you say 3, but I really just go ahead and say 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one that's in between, they don't even count.
Okay.
But the 2 mentalities that we're dealing with, bro,
Mm-hmm.
we have those who are conscious Masons and those who are Negro Masons.
Ooh. Well, I'm telling you, on tomorrow night, the show that we're gonna do tomorrow night is gonna talk about 3 types of masonry. We're gonna talk about the European Mason. We're gonna talk about the Americanized Mason. And we're gonna talk about the Negro Masonry. Negro Masons. Those are the 3 types of Masons that we're gonna talk about on tomorrow night. Like I said, this show tonight wasn't supposed to happen, as far as I was concerned. However, you know, I just got to a point where I got tired of people calling and asking questions and saying certain things and not knowing the facts behind them. So the title of tonight's show is Cowards and Eavesdroppers. You know.
That's exactly what that message is. And when we speak about the terminology inside the lives,
Mm-hmm.
know what those individuals are. And something, like you say, Cowan and Eavesdroppers pose as a Mason. You know, you're really fishing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? You haven't really, you know, the knowledge that you can give or the little that you have gotten is insufficient to really, truly call yourself a 100% true Mason because you're not diving it. You stop.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't gone into the history. You may have went through the ritual, but you haven't gone through the history.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, brothers like yourself, and there's quite a few other brothers I see that's online, we have to continue to hammer this home.
Mm-hmm.
Your message is vital. Your message is vital. Let no one discourage you. And I know you're not, but I just have to emphasize that. Let no one discourage you. Your job is a great and mighty job. It's time for it. It's actually, we have to even thank really YouTube for this, actually, because it's an awakening going on. It's a slow process.
Oh, hold on just a second. I just want to send Grandmaster Victor Abbott. Hey, Grandmaster. I couldn't get that whole name, brother. But I want to say thank you for tuning in tonight, Grandmaster. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Go ahead, brother. You can continue.
Yeah. So what we're, and it was just like I was telling, I think it was Brother Rahman that was just online, when we spoke, even if mentality is prevalent, even in Islam, Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not as bad in certain areas. Like I was saying, that's like a Lutheran telling a Catholic, or a Catholic telling a Lutheran, you're not a true Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know that we have Shia killing Sunnis and Sunnis killing Shia loads. But you have to understand the root of all that and where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about Wahhabism, when you talk about Wahhabis
Mm-hmm.
and their mentality, these guys are not really they consider to be ultra-Orthodox Muslims, they're fanatic in their thinking. They've taken Islam to the extreme, you know. And we know in the Quran, for those who truly know Islam, we know that Allah says you take the middle course, keep the middle ground. So when the brother brought up the situation about, well, I know she, as soon as you ain't consider them, she's a Muslim. You know,
hold on just a second. I see that Corey was posting at King Musa, said the nation does know Arabic. Okay, yeah, the nation does know Arabic. I know quite a few brothers in the nation that speak fluent Arabic. Period. I do. And I was. Go ahead.
The nation of Islam had brothers over there in Africa, man. These brothers ain't no. You see, people have a misconcept about the nation of Islam in a Moorish concept. People think that these individuals are dealing with some type of backwards form of Islam, but these brothers are the people. They're the ones that's actually teaching a lot of our Arabic brothers. They got a lot, you know. When you talk about the nation of Islam and the Moorish temple and the 5% of brothers, you have to remember that just like in ancient Spain, Islam started out as mostly in America an African form of Islam. Like when you go to I've been a Sunni Muslim ever since I was 13. I converted to Moorish temple in about 98. And when I say that I know my Arabic, you know, I'm pretty decent in my Arabic. But when I tell you that when you get to talking about what's being practiced, most of the, and not the off subject, but just as an example, most of the Arabs and the Asians who are practicing Islam, they're practicing nationalism in Islam. They're practicing Islam the way it was presented to them. So when we over here in America practice Islam the way it was presented to us, from an American culture standpoint of view,
right?
Why does that make us less Islam? How is that we're less Islam? That's a mindset that's been given to us by foreigners who come here and say, oh, you're not practicing real Islam. So to go back to the Shia and the Sunni thing, a Shia can't tell a Sunni that they're not practicing real Islam. A Sunni can't tell a Shia that he's not practicing real Islam. A nation of Islam can't tell a Moorish science, or a Moorish science can't tell a nation that they're not practicing real Islam. That Islam is we have something more simple we call Islamism. Islamism is not, it's Islam from a universal perspective where you're practicing everything. You're practicing the science of Islam. You're not just practicing the orthodox form of Islam.
Okay, so with all of that being said, and brother, let me tell you, you have said a lot, and I'm listening to you, and I'm not as well versed on a lot of stuff you have said. I've listened to learn myself. What I want to do is just really stick with the topic, and I know you were speaking on what was being said as far as Islam was concerned. Stick to the topic of cows and eavesdroppers. And we know, let's just be real, that there are cows and eavesdroppers that was in the Nation of Islam. There were cows and eavesdroppers that was in the Black Panthers. There were cows and eavesdroppers that was part of SLIC. They was part of the Southern Christian Association. There are cows and eavesdroppers. The ideal is that we have to point them out. We can no longer sit alibi and let these people or individuals in our various jurisdictions tear us down and keep us divided and fighting at each other. Cows and eavesdroppers are very dangerous individuals who are part of this very thing we call Freemasons in the Order of Eastern Star.
Your point is very true, Brother Muhammad. They have been placed, and some of them come unwillingly, but they have been placed and eased themselves, like you say, eavesdropping, into these societies. And they've done this throughout history. In every black organization, we have allowed that atmosphere of our organizations and destroying them from within.
Mm.
This mindset has creeped its way into Freemasonry today among black men.
So,
when we have black men
go
not
ahead.
associating themselves with other black men
Mm-hmm.
because of what your master.
Mm-hmm.
When you allow another man to tell you how to be free, he's your master. So now what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to be guided instead of being the guide.
Mm-hmm.
You have to become the guide. And us in the African Freemasonry, and I'm saying African Freemasonry, I'm saying that not anything. I have brothers that are Masons from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know some Arab Masons that will greet me on the level. I have some Mason brothers from Africa that will greet me on the level. And vice versa. I've been to the Masonic Lodge here in Island, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's ancient, free, and accepted. And I'm talking about the white bird of ancient, free, and accepted.
I'm gonna say this here, in listening to what you're saying, and I'm reading something that New Era King has put up. Unity is a small sacrifice. It has truly it has truly been wanted, and that's a very true statement. So with that being said, he said, Brother David Weatherspoon said, say that again, cows and eavesdroppers within our organization. Yeah, that is true. So I'm not going to go any further with that tonight. I think we've been on long enough, and we've said a lot tonight, and I appreciate you calling in, brother, and I want you to call in again, and this won't be the last time, but on tomorrow night, we're going to talk about 3 types of Masons on tomorrow night. That's going to be European Mason. It's also going to be Americanized Mason, and thirdly, that nigger Mason. So tonight's show is going to be off the rocker. So if you want to tune in, you want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so. I look forward to seeing and talking with each of you on tomorrow night. If something comes up and happens, I'll let you know I can't do it. But right now, that's going to be tomorrow night's show. With that being said, brother, you can go ahead and give me some last words as we get ready to log out tonight. Hello?
I just want to.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I like to commend you for your show and for what you're trying to do, and for the brothers you're trying to reach, and the people you're trying to reach, and for the buildings and bridges that you are trying to build. And I just want all the brothers in the crowd, no matter if you're J, O, if you're ancient, accepted, no matter united, no matter what brand of nation or grand body you fall off under. I just want you to remember one thing. If your life is in jeopardy and you give the grand hailing sign, I guarantee you, if your life is in jeopardy and a brother extend a hand to help you out of your situation, you're not going to ask him what grand body he's from. You're not going to even give a damn. You know what? Not even. You look at the end of friendship. Stay awesome. Stay conscious of that. Get off the I'm this, I'm that, and extend those hoops. Let's show the world what we're really about. Let's continue to show the world what we're really about. That's that brotherly love. That's human.
All right, with that being said about that brotherly love, relief, and truth, that is just a fact. So we're going to close out tonight, and I hope everyone has enjoyed the show. And I thank you for definitely calling in. And as I say, always, as I've always said, hey, do me one favor, brother. Keep your light on and stay out them bushes. And I appreciate you. Thank you. We're out.